Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game, and it's a preview of Huddersfield Town against West Ham United, where Charlie's going to be trying to talk about a good game, Gonzo's going to try to talk a good game, and I'm going to ask some questions to get them to do just that. Charlie, what's your thoughts on our opponent, Huddersfield?
I hope it will be a good game. I'm concerned that we still don't have attacking intent enough to put teams like Huddersfield to the sword. They press very, very high, and usually I would be confident that we could take a team like that if we could just absorb it and then spring on them. But if our front line isn't as informed as it has been previously, then I'm a bit concerned that they're just going to really basically beat us. But we'll see. It sort of could go 50-50 for me.
What do you make of their season so far, Charlie?
I think it's been really good. I think it's been better than they probably could have hoped for. Whenever you see a team like that come up, in that they didn't spend a lot by any stretch of imagination, they had a very low budget, but also they play very, very attacking football. It can either go one or two ways. You either see them go really, really well or really poorly. And it's been good for them. It's been really good for them. And I think that they're showing that you don't have to defend to survive in the Premier League.
Gonzo, David Wagner's side, what's your thoughts on it?
Comfortably the worst side I've seen us play this season, and comfortably the worst side I've seen at the London Stadium. Every time I think they're going to plummet, they seem to pull a result out, though, and I don't think they've spent hardly any money. I do think he's a good manager. I think maybe we caught them on a very bad day. They did look useless, and they showed no ambition on that day either. They didn't try and attack us. Well, they were absolutely awful. But they're above us in the league. Obviously, if we beat them, we go above them in the league. But they've done really, really well. I'm confident that they can keep it up for the remainder of the season. Not so sure. But as I just checked just before we came on, it's like they've got a bid lined up for Alex Pritchard from Norwich for 11 million, which is, 2.1 Harry Arter's, isn't it? So it's a decent amount for them to spend, really.
Speaking of the transfer window, Gonzo, are you surprised we're not in for... We're needing a centre midfielder. Are you surprised we're not in for Aaron Moy?
I know you are, because I know you've spoken highly of him, and not just you. A lot of people have. No, I'm not. Without going on to a rant about our transfer policy, I'm not surprised at all. But I also think gone are the days when you could get somebody very, very cheaply. Funny enough, bearing in mind what I've just said, they're going after one of Norwich's best players, cost them 11 million. I think if you're going to go and try and take a player from somebody who's in a similar position to you in the league, in the Premier League, then you're going to have to pay a lot of money. So, but he's done very well. He's done very well by all accounts.
Charlie, apart from Aaron Moy, is there anyone in that Huddersfield side which you think deserves plaudits for the season thus far, or anyone that you consider a danger ahead of Saturday?
I was concerned for them personally once Steve Mounier got injured that they weren't going to be able to continue to keep it up. And they have struggled a little bit, but I can't pronounce his name, the guy who begins with D, has done quite well for them, and I think he's quite good. But I think the guy you pick out, Moy, is the key one, because he is just... He can do the defensive side and he can do the attacking side. And in many ways, he's kind of the kind of midfielder we're missing in a way. So you've just got to watch him, basically, because he can make that team on his day. He makes that team 10 times better.
I really like Huddersfield. I genuinely hope they stay up. It's not often I say that about teams. Some teams I couldn't really care about, or there's some teams I genuinely want to see get relegated. But Huddersfield, I really hope that they stay up. I think David Wagner's a fantastic manager. I think sometimes managers can be worth points in the Premier League. I think he's worth a few points. They have got the third worst goal difference in the league, so to be sitting 10th with that sort of stat against your name sort of indicates there's an issue somewhere, and that is that they're conceding a little bit too much and they're not scoring quite enough. But I do think their centre midfielders are fantastic, Aaron Moy, and then he's got Hogg next to him. One player that can defend brilliantly, who is superb across the whole everything you want from a defensive midfielder, he excels at. Then you've got Aaron Moy, who can really move the ball and make them tick. Superb. But it's a case of, if they stay up, can they add to that? They have signed someone on loan already this window from Monaco. I don't know who he is, so I'm not going to say who it is. But Gonzo, last question on Huddersfield. Do you think they'll stay up?
Yes, I do, because I did think at least one of the promoted sides will go down. I actually think it will be Brighton. As I say, just every time they seem to lose a bit of momentum, they seem to get a result that you don't expect them to get. So, and I think you're right. The manager's got something about him, even though the players are not very good. So, but I think he'll do enough to galvanise them and keep them up.
Charlie, same question. Do you think they're going to go down, or do you think they've got enough about them?
I think they've got enough about them. I think they've got a good enough team of players. They've got a good enough manager. And on a personal note, like you said, I really hope they stay up because I like them and I like the way they approach the game.
While Huddersfield aren't in the greatest form, they have only lost 3 games at home all season, which was to Chelsea, Spurs and Manchester City. 7 of West Ham's last 8 games against the bottom half sides in the Premier League. Bit of a twister, that one, and you're going to have to probably go back and see what I've said, has finished with over 2.5 goals. But Huddersfield have only got 3 clean sheets in their last 16. Now, speaking of leaky defences, Gonzo, we've got one of our own, but we're now away to go on a run of playing 5 sides in the bottom half of the table. Is it time to switch to a back 4?
No, I don't think we should. I think if we switch to a back 4, we would start to concede a lot of goals. And don't forget, you know, our there's going to be confidence brimming through the team on the back of we shut out the mighty Shrewsbury with our defence in the last game. So I think you've got to, you know.
I think we maybe lost Gonzo there, Charlie. And what do you think, Charlie? Back 4, or should we stick with a back 5?
For me, I think back 4. Although obviously the back 5 does make us more defensively solid, I really don't want us to only be defensively solid because we have so many people there. I think a back 4 is the way forward. I think we need more people in attacking positions, and if that means sacrificing a centre back, then I would much prefer we do that and actually try and go out and win games, especially against the team that run up fixtures we've got now, which if we can get some good wins in there, it's going to see us brilliantly through to the end of the season, putting us in a much better position. So for me, I think back 4 for now and both for the future.
Yeah, I have to agree with the back 4 in this one. I think a good manager should be the players he's got for defence are not bad footballers individually, right? A good manager should be able to get them working as a back 4. But especially when you consider the next 4 games, we have to get another attacking player on the pitch. And the only place that we can take that attacking player from is defence, because we've only got 3 midfielders as it is. You can't take one of them away. So it's got to be the defender. But team news, David Moyes has not done his press conference as we speak, so this might not be 100% accurate, but to the best of my knowledge, Sam Byram's back in training. If this game is too soon for him, we'll wait and see. Creswell and James Collins should be okay. Winston Reid is a so-so. Arnautovic is fine, but we've got no Mikel Antonio. Gonzo, Hernandez, Carroll, or neither?
It's going to have to be Carroll. I would have gone Antonio, but we just can't play Hernandez again. It's just not fair on us. It's not fair on him, so I'll probably go with Carroll up front.
Would you not try Arnautovic and Hernandez? I don't think it's a combination we've seen yet.
There's lots of things I would do. That would be one of them. It's not going to be done. We're going to play with one attacker, and I just can't see. I think Moyes will be more adventurous. I've got to say that. I know I'm a bit down on him and all that, but I do think many people will support. But I think there'll only be one central striker. If I thought we were going to play a 4-4-2, as you've alluded to, it'd be great, and I would love to play Arnautovic and Hernandez. I think it could work really well. I can't see it, so I'm basing it on what I think Moyes will do, and I think it will. I think we're going to see Carroll up front.
Charlie, what about yourself? What striker would you pick, or would you just do neither?
I think I'm against a lot of what people say about Hernandez in that I think he can work up front by himself, but it's just a case of finding the wingers and the system and the attacking midfielders to support him in that role. You can't just play him up front by himself and expect him to dribble past people, because that's not his game. But if you get people like Masuaku, to an extent, Arnautovic, people like in and around him, then that can possibly unlock his potential going forward. If I was the manager, that would be what I would be looking to try and do. Find a way to incorporate the attacking elements we have to support Hernandez going forward. But in this game, possibly I'd bring him off the bench and start Arnautovic, just because I think he's our most informed striker and probably, in the weird way, the most likely we are to get a goal out of.
It would be Arnautovic and Hernandez for me. I want to see that combo. I agree with Gonzo. I think we're going to see Andy Carroll and Arnautovic. I think that's going to be the pairing up front. Youngsters, Gonzo. 3 of them played against Shrewsbury. 3 of them arguably impressed. Certainly 2 of them were everybody's man of matches, Rice and Cullen. Would you start any of the 3?
Well, I'll start Rice, definitely. I think my thing.
I think we've lost him again, Charlie. And what about yourself? What youngsters would you be starting?
Personally, I would start Rice at centre back. I think the way he tracks runners always really impresses me. Whenever I watch him, I tend to watch his individual performances at centre back, and he tracks people absolutely brilliantly. I would start him at centre back. I would possibly make the argument for Cullen starting as well, just because I think he has been. I just think he deserves that chance. I've always been impressed with him, and I think he deserves that chance.
Rice is one of the first names on the team sheet for me this weekend. Him and Ogbonna are the centre back pair, and I would love to see just them two in the back four, with Zabaleta and probably Masuaku left back, but you'd ideally want to see him further forward, so probably have to be Creswell. But Ogbonna and Rice is a centre-back pair, and I really want to see. I will keep Obiang in with Noble, actually. I think Obiang gets a bit of stick, but I think he needs Noble beside him. You take Noble out, and Obiang just collapses completely. Noble's fit, so playing both. I think we'll see those two play, and I think we'll see Lanzini in the centre midfield area with them, with an average Carroll. Gonzo, are you confident for this one?
Confident of a draw. I'm going to keep it short because I might disappear. Confident of a draw.
Confident of a draw. Charlie, what about yourself? How do we win this, Charlie? I mean, it's Huddersfield. It's away. It's the first fixture of 5, which, we could get 15 points from, but we could also get 4 points from.
It's about catching them out when they go too far forward, really. Their fullbacks do have a tendency to get up there, and that is very good in an attacking sense. And if you can pin back your opponent's wingers, then that is very good. However, if we are to have a chance of it, you brought it up when you spoke about Shelby. Having someone to do those long diagonal out balls would be super useful in a game like this. Just ping it out to someone like Arnautovic out on the wing where there's space. That's the way we're going to get in at them. And why I would probably start someone like Hernandez over anyone else. But I think I've got no confidence that we're going to approach this game in any other way apart from trying to defend, really.
In the live chat before we started this, for those who are watching on playback, there's a live chat right now because there's a live stream. Let's say about 70% of people were predicting a draw. Gonzo already said he's predicting a draw. Charlie, I'll come to you in a second. I'm reasonably confident for this one. They've got really leaky defence, and one thing we do have in our locker is scoring goals. Moyes isn't the most attacking coach in the world, but sooner or later he has to let the shackles off of our players. He's going to have to push Lanzini up. He's going to have to start Arnautovic. He's going to have to start Hernandez. He's going to have to start going for games. And if we can get maybe 6 points out of the next two, the third game, surely we'll see David Moyes thinking, you know what, we've got some points, got a bit of confidence. Let's open up a little bit. But Gonzo, what's your score prediction for this one? Is it 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, or are you going mental and saying 3-3?
I think it's 1-1. I just think he's not going to have the ambition to go for it. I think Moyes will like a point. I think Moyes will appreciate a point. And I think he might be slightly scared that Huddersfield might attack more than they did at our place, even though he wasn't there. I think he'd be very happy. He'll take the point and run.
Would you take a point right now, Gonzo?
No, I wouldn't. I absolutely wouldn't. I hate all this, actually. I hate all this, but we're doing a preview, and I've got to say what I think will happen, and that's what I think will happen. I think we should be going and attacking. Particularly, we have got good players. We've got a goal scorer in Hernandez. We've got Arnautovic. We've got Lanzini. We've got some really, really good players. I think we should be going out there and attacking. They're going to spend loads of money on an £11 million guy from Norwich. We've got better players than that, and we should be going for it. But I think we'll approach it with fear that Huddersfield will attack us. It's just the way I'm feeling. That's the vibe I'm getting at the moment.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that. Charlie, what about yourself? What's your score prediction? Are you going with the 70-odd% in Gonzo and going for a draw, or are you going for a win?
Probably a draw, if I'm honest about it. I think if we're going to get a win, it will be a cheeky 1-0. I don't think we were going to do anything particularly spectacular or anything like that, because I think we will set up defensively. I think we will set up to stifle them and damn the consequences going forward. So I think if we're going to get a win, it will be 1-0. But honestly, I can see a 0-0 incoming.
I'm going for a draw as well. I think there's going to be goals on this one, actually. Huddersfield games don't tend to have heaps and heaps of goals, but I've just got a feeling that this one's going to be an early goal, then suddenly the team that's losing is just going to have to start going for it, and the game's going to be completely open. I'm going for my favourite scoreline in this one. That's 2-2. The bad news, though, for this game, actually, I wasn't going to mention this, but I'm actually going to mention it anyway. Jonathan Moss is referee on Saturday. Whenever I see him as referee, my heart just sinks. He's the worst ref in the league by an absolute mile. He hands out cards like there's no tomorrow. Honestly, it just... he's like a paedophile outside a primary school at Christmas time, handing out cards sometimes. And he's just a horrible, horrible referee. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here. Let us know what you think is going to happen on Saturday. If you think West Ham are going to get 3 points, if you think it's going to be a draw like all three of us do, and you can join us on Saturday with our review. But tomorrow night, Friday night, we have the second video of our stats video. It's a player profile. It's on Declan Rice. We're looking into how Declan Rice has done in the first team at West Ham so far. And you can win a signed photo of Declan Rice as well. So come along tomorrow night and have a look at that. And we'll catch you in a bit.